Hello friends, welcome to a video on structured query language, which is again a part of database management system. SQL structured query language is a database language which is used to perform certain operations on the existing database. So as we know, the data is mainly stored in different types of models, and the most widely used model is relational model, in which the data is stored in the form of tables. Tables can be represented as a combination of rows and columns. The name itself is indicating structured query language, and the table itself will be in a very structured and organized form. So the data which is already stored in the form of tables, by using some languages, we are trying to retrieve the data according to the requirement of the user. So SQL uses certain commands called as SQL commands that are used to interact with the database with some operations. It can perform various tasks like creating a table, adding data to the table, adding columns to the table, dropping the table, etc. To perform all these above operations, SQL further provides several languages which are again a part of structured query language like DDL, DML, DCL and TCL. Let us see the full form and various operations that are present under each and every language. So DDL, the full form of DDL is data definition language. So as the name itself is suggesting, data definition language, it is mainly focused on altering any of the structure of the table. It does not deal with the data that is present in the table. These operations that are a part of DDL like create, alter, drop, truncate and rename are the operations that are present under data definition language. All these operations that are present under this DDL are only performed on the structure of the table. It will not modify any data that is present inside the table. Whereas to perform various manipulations on the data that is present inside the table, we use another language called as DML, data manipulation language. Here the term manipulation itself is suggesting that we are trying to manipulate the data that is present inside the table. Various commands that are used to perform manipulations are insert, update and delete. And next, in order to perform the permissions to create or insert, delete the data, not all users will have all the permissions to perform various operations. So to monitor such kind of activities, we have another language part of SQL called as DCL, data control language. The various commands or operations under DCL are grant and revoke. Next we have TCL, transaction control language, which mainly deals with the transactions that are performed on the database. The various operations under transaction control language are commit, save point and rollback. Now let us see about data definition language and the operations that are performed under data definition language in detail with a syntax and an example. So DDL, the full form is data definition language, and as I already told you, it is mainly used to create and modify the structure of the table. The various commands are the create, alter, etc. Create command, the name itself suggesting create. It is used to create the databases and tables. The syntax is as follows. Create, it is a keyword, the name of the command. What we are supposed to create a table. So create table, both are the keywords, and the name of the table. The name of the table can be anything, but here the main thing is the name of the table should be a single word, or if we want to take more than one word, then definitely we have to use an underscore that is separated between each and every word in the name of a table. And then as we studied that in relational model, the table consists of the data in the form of rows and columns. So in the table, the first thing should be the name of the column, followed by the data type and the size of the column. In the same way, how many number of columns we want, that many number of columns can be added with their respective data types and size of the columns. So the data type in Dbms can be mostly used. Data types are number, integer, varchar, date, etc. So let us see with an example the above syntax. So here my requirement is to create a student table. So the schema is as follows. The student table should consist of the columns SID, SNAME, branch, student phone number. So the syntax is create table is a keyword and the name of a table is student. For example, if I want to take the name of the table as student details, then I have to write in this way, student underscore detail. We should never use a space in between the table name, and followed by the name of the column, student ID, the data type number, and the size of the column is 10. In the same way, student name, the data type character, branch, data type is character, student phone number, so which obviously is a number, and the size of the phone number is 10. This is the maximum size of the column. So once after this query is executed in an SQL prompt or any of the IDEs, the output will be table created. So this is the structure. So in order to see the table along with the names of the columns with their data types, we can use describe student. So once if we give this command in SQL, if we execute this command, we will get the result in this way, like student ID and the data type which we have taken, like number and the size. In the same way for other columns also. So this is the output of the describe command. Next, we shall discuss another important command which is a part of DDL again, is an alter command. Alter is a DDL command which is used to modify the existing structure of the database, like adding of the columns, dropping of the columns, and modifying the size of the column. Like we can increase the size of the column, and even we can change the data type of the column. So again under alter command we have three subtypes. They are alter add, alter drop, and alter modify. Let us see the syntax of each and every operation along with the example. So to perform alter add, so here add mainly is used to add a column. For example, for the existing student table, if I wanted to add one more column called as student mail, so how to perform? So the syntax is alter table. So for all the DDL commands, this table will be a keyword, like create table, alter table, drop table. So this table is a keyword which is must and should. And what is the table which we have taken previously? We have created a student table. So for the existing student table, by using an add is a keyword. What we are supposed to add? We wanted to add a new column called as student mail and its respective data type along with the size of the column. So once after this command is executed, the output will be table altered. To check whether the column has been added to the existing table student or not, we use the same command called as describe student. Then we will get the output as student ID, student name, student branch, student phone number, and then student mail along with the data type and the size. And now another column, if we wanted to drop a column, previously we have seen how to add a column. Now to drop a column, we use a keyword called as drop. For example, the students who have been passed out from the organization, we don't want to maintain their attendance etc., such kind of details. So I don't want to increase the burden on the database, so I want to delete the unwanted columns. So for that sake, we use a command called as drop along with alter. So the syntax is alter table, table name, drop column and column name. Here we don't need to add any of the data type and size because we are trying to just drop a column which is already existing in the table. So the syntax is, I want to drop the student mail which I have added previously, that column. So alter table student drop column. Drop column is a keyword. Student mail. Again the output will be table altered. To see whether the drop operation has been performed successfully or not, we use a command called as describe student. Again see, the output will be this way up to student phone number, and student mail is already dropped. And next, and here one more thing we have to remember is, if a column which we wanted to drop does not contain any data, existing data under that column, it can be dropped immediately, or else we have to delete the data that is present under that particular column like student mail, and then we have to drop the column. That point should be remembered while performing the alter drop operation. And next we have alter table modify column. So this modify is used to perform two main things. One is to increase the size of the column. For example, I have taken name of the student initially as 20 characters. I want to increase it to 40. So that can be performed with the help of modify. And then one more thing is to change the data type from one data type to another data type. Let us see how we can do it. So alter table, table name, and the keyword is modify the name of the column and the data type. So the syntax, the command alter table student modify student phone number from number to varchar. Usually phone number will be a number only. I have just taken for an example from number to varchar. So this is the command. And next, in order to increase the size of a column, alter table student modify student branch. Initially it was 20. Now I have increased the size to 30. So this is the main functionality of alter command. Next, we have another command called as rename. So this rename command is also very important, which is with alter only. So alter table rename column. The syntax is alter table. Table is a must and should keyword. Table name, rename column from older name to new name. So here let us look at an example. So this SQL is a prompt which will appear in the SQL command prompt by default. Next, alter table student rename column. The older name was student ID, that I have to upgrade or change it to student roll number. So S roll number. This is the new name which I wanted to take it for the column instead of the old name SID. Table altered. To check whether the table name, whether the column name has been changed or not, again we have to use a command describe. Describe is always used to check the structure of the table, how it has been modified. And next we have one more very important operation under DDL, that is drop. SQL drop table. So this drop command is very important, and it is a problem creating also. So why am I telling it as problem creator? Because once if we perform this drop operation on the table, the entire data along with the structure of the table will be dropped. So one should be very careful while performing this drop table operation, because once after this drop table is executed on the any one of the existing table, the entire table along with the data and even the structure also will be completely erased from the database. So here the syntax is drop table, the name of the table. So the example is drop table student. So the output will be table dropped. So in order to check whether the table is still existing or not, you can just perform describe followed by the name of the table student. Then you will get an error that table does not exist. And next, the final one is SQL truncate table statement. So this command is used to delete the data inside a table but not the table. So the syntax is truncate table, table name, truncate table student. So you will get an output as table truncated. Thank you guys.